Hey, how you doing? If you've seen any of my Instagram pictures, you've seen me doing some retaining wall landscaping and stuff where I'm replacing an old retaining wall. And initially tried to do it the cheapest way possible with treated pine sleepers, and then sort of thought, well, we're in a bushfire zone and we should really be using hardwood. So I returned all my treated pine sleepers, and when I went looking for hardwood at our big box stores like Bunnings, I ended up travelling to 4 different Bunnings, and all their hardwood stuff was split and warped and cracked, and there wasn't, out of 4 stores, there was probably about 5 good boards. And I've spent the last week ringing around all the timber yards I know through work, and one place said they sold them and they were like $30 each for an 8x4, an 8x2 that was 8 foot long, or 200 by 50 at 2400. But I finally got onto somewhere that sells the 8x2, and they're just under $20 each. They're an hour's drive from home. So I'm in Max and I'm heading down to have a look at and select some of those to take back. I had to take part of my plywood shelving, deck stuff in the back of the van so that all the sleepers can sit directly on the floor of the van because of the weight that they'll be. I'll probably stop at a big box store on the way, go get some of that in-ground protector and stuff, and some of the stain that we want to use, so we have all the matching colours and things like that. And then when I get back, I'll have to replace a little bit of retaining wall I've already done and do the rest from there. Fun days ahead. Can't wait till it's finished. That was good. There's back of Max loaded up with 20 hardwood sleepers. Best thing was that they let me actually pick through the pack to make sure I didn't have splits and warps and massive bits of wane and gum pockets and all that sort of stuff. I said I went to three, 4 Bunnings stores, and I probably found 3 good ones out of those whole stores, and they weren't worth, even those weren't worth buying. So I got these. Long hike from home, but quality's good. They're very helpful, and I know that they've got good stock here. First pile there was probably only maybe 4 to 6 out of a almost full pallet that we didn't pick, and out of the just went across, I got like 17 of the 20 went across to the new pallet. Picked out 3, they forklift them over to the van. Max is now doing what he does best, and that's hauling duties. Never knew this place existed until I went online last night. It's quite big. A lot of their stock is treated pine because that's what everybody uses for all their landscaping everywhere, but I just happen to have to use hardwood because I live in a fire zone. Just looking at some of their old stuff, wonder if they let you pick through that for a cheaper price. A lot of reclaimed material from old house demolitions. We'll have to ask that sometime. Not now, because it'll get me off task what I'm supposed to be doing. And in case you weren't sure, I'm buggered. It's hot today. I'm not sure on the exact temperature. Heading back home. Catch you later. Yeah, so Max is now getting pretty used to coming down that driveway. I'll see if he gets out of it once it's unloaded, because he won't be so heavy in the back. But that's not too bad. So got all of the hardwood sleepers here. This is where I had the treated pine ones before, but these are considerably heavier. There's probably a few different species in here. I'm going to say this one's probably a blue gum. That might be a bit of blue gum, maybe ironbark. There were some big red ones down the back which are really heavy, which I think are probably ironbark. Could be talking out my rear here, but you get to recognise some of them kind of. These lighter ones are also lighter in weight. I think those ones could be a redwood, a red gum I mean. Like, red gum's weird, red gums aren't red and the blue gums are. And if I compare this with these with the ones I chopped down in the backyard, we had ghost gum and I think a blue gum, so I might compare those and figure out which was which. So we got them. They're rough sawn. It's meant for landscaping, but these ones I got aren't filled with checks and splits and cracks and twists and warps like the ones that Bunnings had. So I think it was worth the drive an hour both ways, and I'll be able to clean these up a little bit with my plane and my belt sander so that I can put a bit of an exterior stain and finish and some of the protector on the back and that sort of stuff. It's going to be a nice test on the tools because they're not so used to being used on hardwood all the time, but like I said, yeah, we're in a big bushfire zone here, so we need to use hardwood. Trying to take the shortcut before was a lapse in decision making. So the stuff I've already put in is going to come out and get replaced. That stuff I can use somewhere, I don't know. But quite a number of days I think ahead of me of some hard yakka again. So as much as I like what I've done here, it's been successful. Living in the mountains in a fire zone, this really should be hardwood right next to the house. So that's all coming out. This is coming out and it's being replaced. And while we're at it, this is as close as this can go to the house because of the foundation. So for a bit of symmetry, this post will be coming back same distance as this one, and we'll carry that pattern around with the rest of the walls just for that aesthetic look. I was thinking more function when I was doing this. My wife's the designer and has more of an eye for the aesthetics. So got a bit of digging to do. This is all coming out. I'll worry about the steps later. But this area, this has all got to come out. So this can come out so I can reconcrete posts in. So just a bit of manual labour to do in the next couple of days and start again. Like I said, I'll use this somewhere.